What made you turn your back on religion? What they taught didn't make any sense. Too many unanswered questions and double standards. I went to a Church of England school, which involves singing hymns, prayers etc. Pretty standard for primary school-age kids. I was talking to another girl about religion and she said, "I'm an atheist." I asked her what it was and she explained that she didn't believe in God. I was mind-blown. I didn't even know that was an option. But it immediately made sense to me in a way Christianity never did. My parents never spoke about religion much or went to church. But I went home to tell them my new discovery and they both just laughed and admitted they don't believe in God either. I have a few atheist family members too. I learnt my grandmother, now 93, doesn't believe in God. And my granddad on the other side who passed a few years ago. People put religion first over being a good human being. I couldn't be bothered to get up on Sunday mornings and slowly learning about the seedy shit Catholic priests get up to behind closed doors. The hypocritical behavior of deeply religious people. Had an abusive father growing up, and no matter how much I prayed God did nothing. Critical thinking. Lack of evidence supporting the existence of God. The principal topic from the pulpit each week was money. Parishioners were relentlessly hounded to increase their pledges. On top of that, the church went on a major, capital funds drive, to redecorate and refurbish the buildings. Even though there were many millions in the endowment fund. Somehow, matters of faith were eclipsed by the almighty dollar. When my religion had $120 billion in a slush fund, owned 2% of the land in the United States, and made no effort to help the world with those funds. Reading. A very religious friend once told me, "It's a shame you don't believe in God. You're a nice person and don't deserve to burn for eternity." I was like, if that actually happens, your God is an asshole and I wouldn't worship them even if it was proven without a doubt that God existed. I'm open to the idea of a higher power. I don't think it's impossible that life was seeded on Earth by higher beings. But I'd want to see the evidence before I believed it, and I certainly don't think that millionaires who demand money from the poor are the people spreading the word of any kind of savior. Can I do a reverse Uno on this one? I was raised atheist and understanding it from an anthropological perspective has been interesting. As, pun intended, hell, when MFERs got 10 grand for a robe and a gold ring and a gold cup but gives out soup and bread. Like they doin' a grand thing. Oh, and raping children, that part pisses me off. And #X200B. Churches should be charged 75% taxes. I come from a fairly religious family. Some are very, others not so much. Some not at all. I became an atheist at the age of 6. Why? Simply put, I could see, even then, how badly religion is used to manipulate, control, bully, intimidate, and attack people. And I wanted no part of that. The ridiculous concept. I didn't turn my back. I just never bought into it. There is no part of the concept of creation that doesn't seem preposterous to me. I grew up as a Christian and even spent a little time working in ministry. For years there were some nagging things that just didn't add up for me. I worked for Child Protection Services for years and decided any God that has the power to prevent heinous abuse against his supposed innocent, but doesn't, is either a sadist I don't want to worship, or simply non-existent. If this all started between God and Satan, they can leave me the fuck out of it. It's the bullshit manufactured responses from Christians that were the nail on the coffin. Mental gymnastics. Also the fear tactics got tiring. I'm autistic. So when I asked a clarifying question, as I am wont to do, at age 6 in Sunday school I was told, and #X200B. Don't ask questions. And #X200B. And that was the end of that. It turned its back on me first. I'm gay. Science and critical thinking. The way it was forced down my throat like a filthy dong of a pedophilic priest. And the outrageous number of contradictions it's trying to sell. And the hatred towards minorities. And memorizing formulae instead of promoting meditation. I could go on. It being used as justification to hurt others. Also abuse of children. Was being lectured to not want material things by someone driving a Hummer. Logic. A lot of little things really that added up over time. The hypocrisy of people who go to church and call themselves Christian but were absolute assholes. When faced with people worse off than them turned me away from the church. Unanswered questions and the disconnect from scientific observation. It took several years for me to go from doubting to being agnostic to being an atheist. White people and Christianity. Once I realized what we consider Christianity in the United States is an aggregated, filtered, edited version of the religion and its history in support, promotion of white power structures, I was done. Seeing Judaism used to subjugate the Palestinian people and steal their land to create an apartheid state. I want to believe in this concept of divine design and lines that lead through all creation. However, humans have shown they will use this sense of order to control behavior and beliefs. Personally, I'm good on religion. Read too much to go backwards. Still respect the idea of trying to understand how we all got here. Mostly through science, but there's still that unknown magic to creation.